I'm saying.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue, Octane. I'm also joined by some of the best analysis in the game, the world champ, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We are joined also today by the multi-world champion, the multi-champion, a legend, icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price Aikson. And of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. He's been driving me nuts. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, how we doing, Pat? Welcome back, man. We missed you yesterday, Pat. We missed you, man.
It's all good. It's all good, Tom. I'm here now. You know, whether I was here or not here, Optic's going to continue losing. It's all good. But I'm back, and we'll break it down today, to make up for yesterday.
What were your thoughts yesterday, Pat? What were your thoughts with the match yesterday, with the Optic match?
I mean, me and Sam called it.
Somehow.
I wouldn't say somehow. Just a severe ball knowledge. That's what it was.
I agree with Sam. There was a lot of ball knowledge going on.
The bucks were in, man.
But honestly, it's not surprising to me, Tom. If you really think about it, Optic lately, they've kind of been looking a lot like someone else that we're familiar of, at least lately.
If it ain't Benjay Nassim with the clown face.
I thought I escaped that from yesterday.
We'll obviously get to all the series. We're gonna go through all the series. We're also gonna take a look at how the bracket ends up in Major 4 and fill the bracket out, kind of give our thoughts, do some bracket predictions.
Clowns.
Benjay, let's go to you. How you feeling today, Benjay? I heard you and Pat crashing out. Actually, no, you were crashing out, man. I
mean, you know, it's not my fault that Pat's, you know, scheduling a busy night after the show, but I've been good. I hit the hot tub this morning after watching a pretty entertaining.
Nothing was scheduled any different, but okay.
But I, you know, watching a nice Formula 1 race this morning. I hit the hot tub before I turned my stream on. It was a banger day of matches, and I'm excited to talk about you all. The online COD officially fucking over. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Ben, you've been in the hot tub every fucking day. You've been in that hot tub.
Yeah, it's great.
Guys, has the dogs. I can't. Great. I feel so bad for everyone else in there, man.
He's living life, man. He's living life over there, man.
Yeah,
it's hot tub, pool.
It's not like 90 degrees here.
It was
not
wrong with it.
90 degrees here. It was like,
you know, it's hot as fuck. Yeah, it is. It has been. It's been hot in LA as well.
In LA, but not in fucking Ohio.
I saw Kason at Universal. He almost passed out. He started throwing up at Universal because it was so hot. Sam, how you doing, Sam? You doing all right?
I'm doing great, man. LAT got me a birthday present today, so you know, shout out to them. I'm just doing good day of COD, good day of Rocket League.
Yeah, we already said happy birthday to Sam, but we should do it again since we're on the show. Happy birthday to you, Sam. Happy birthday, man.
Thanks so much.
How old are you now, Sam? How old are you?
24, man. 24.
Sam, you're not 24 years old.
24 years young, man. I'm blessed.
How old are you actually?
25.
Are you actually only 25?
You retired before you were. Damn, 25?
You're a baby, Sam. Sam, you're a baby. Bro. You're a little baby, man.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Duarte, how you feeling, Duarte? You're old, Duarte. We're old, man. We're old.
Sam actually ruined the league. But anyways.
For real, no, actually.
Yeah, we are old, Tom. I'm actually turning, I think me and Pat are both turning 30 in July. Like, we're both coming up. I think
He's 20. By the way, Sam is 27. By the way, Chris, he's 27. This guy just blatantly lied to us.
No,
lie.
No, I said you're old, but me and Pat are turning.
Chat's going to hell for that one.
Lied, bro.
No,
Sam's
Chat's going
25.
Oh, he's 27.
Chat's going to hell for that.
Wait, so Chris, you and Pat are turning 30. I turned 29 in August.
Oh my God!
Yikes! Y'all are some old heads.
Yeah, we're old.
Well, at least for now, Ben's the only one in his 30s on this show. For now, we'll finish the season out that way as well.
Yeah, by the time I get to 30, Ben might be 40. You know what I'm saying?
Go on.
It's Champs Weekend's our birthday, Chris. Both of ours, right?
Mine's the 21st.
Mine's 18th. So yeah,
it's the Champs Weekend. Yours is when it starts.
Friday,
Wow.
Saturday. Yeah.
It's literally a Frank masterclass.
We got some fucking cakes to fucking order.
Yeah, we might need to get some cakes for sure.
I'm a cracked youngin on this panel. Holy shit!
Yeah, bro, you are a youngin on this panel.
Yeah, I'm 27. That's
y'all are some boomers, bro.
Sam's getting up there too. He's getting up there. But let's move on. We have 3 matches to go over today.
Wait, Tom, I just thought about that.
What happened, Pat?
It's my birthday at Champs. It's an Optic Run event. Oh Lord!
Oh man!
You think they're gonna get you something, Pat? You think they're gonna get you something?
Hey,
Pat, where do you want to go for your birthday dinner then?
I have no idea. We're in like Allen, right? So we're a little north, but I don't know. I mean, Sam, you got to think about it. Optic's been paying my rent for years, so I really don't know if they need to get me anything.
Bro, they got you a Father's Day present. You think they'll get you a birthday present?
They might. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, let's move on. Speaking of Optic, they were actually our first series of the day today, going up against the Toronto Ultra. And man, this one was not pretty, folks. This one ended in a 3-0 fashion for Toronto Ultra. A very comfortable map 1 for Toronto, very comfortable map 2 S&D. And then the control on High Rise does go to an overtime where Toronto ultimately was able to close it out. We'll scroll down and take a look here at the stat sheet. Everybody negative from Optic Texas except for AG. So AG taking a criticism yesterday, coming out and doing his thing, but now everybody else is kind of in the dumps. And you look on the other side, you had a 1.31 from Kleenex and a 1.25 from Scrappy.
Where's the scapegoating now, by the way?
Okay, and we'll scroll down, take a look at that match MVP. We have Kleenex here as the match MVP, 33 out of 52 votes. He was fantastic today, all over the map, putting down that damage. Scrap really is the damage dealer, man. This guy's always got highest damage in the lobby. It's something about, I don't know how he does it, but he's always finding his way to get a shit ton of damage here. We'll go down the list. Chris, I'll let you start things off since you kind of already were chirping a bit. You said, what's the scapegoat now, right? Because we were talking about this yesterday with AG. What are your thoughts, Chris?
Yesterday, Ant came on the show. He was defending Pred. I wasn't necessarily defending his performance. I was more so saying that this team's overall issues are their S&D, but also they just got fucking outclassed today by Toronto in the respawns because, well, Toronto's been looking fucking insane. But yeah, I was just saying, where's the scapegoating now? Because, like, bro, everyone's been so quick to point out Pred and his playstyle although, you know, sometimes it is a problem. He's not like the sole reason this team is actually struggling. It's not the reason they're 1-6. It's not the reason they're just only losing S&Ds. It's just a team thing. And yeah, their people refuse to put accountability on certain other players on the roster, regardless of other performances. So I don't know. It's insane to see. Honestly, don't really know. This fall off is inexplicable. I know it's online, right? They could go to the LAN and, you know, we can all eat our words, but at least online, this fall off is kind of inexplicable from Optic Texas. And I wanted to actually ask, because I mean, I just can't remember. What was the last time an Optic Texas team, at least in an online stage, was this bad? Like, has it, like, this is 1-6 is crazy last seed.
It's been a while.
I think it was 2014. Right? They lost. They were getting world starred by Curse LV and Curse fucking Youth and all those other teams.
Yeah, my point is like,
was that Ghost?
I don't know.
Yeah, Ghost.
This is actually insane because, like, everyone says, like, obviously they won a chip this year. Obviously we can't forget that, but people are saying this is the best Optic roster that, like, they've ever had with, like, in terms of talent and, like, dude, having a 1-6 stage. Kind of unacceptable. I mean, we've been roasting them the whole split. Nothing's going to change here. But yeah, Toronto Ultra, though, yeah, these guys look lights out, man. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll move on to the next guy. Let's move on to Sam, and then we'll go to Pat, and then we'll go to Ben. Sam, what did you think of the series today? Optic Texas going up against Toronto Ultra. What are your thoughts?
Head empty, bro. I feel like we had a rant yesterday about it. I mean, Optic just got outclassed, plain and simple today. Yeah. They just did not look good. AG had a better series, and to Chris's point, I think we said it yesterday. I said it yesterday. This whole team sucks. Like, everybody sucks. Ant is the best player on the team in quotations right now. He's been the most consistent, but I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and beat a dead horse, bro. They just suck right now. There's just complete mental that, like, there were just rounds today similar to yesterday where they were just making the same mistakes that they've already talked about. So I don't know.
Surely it's got to be a mental thing, right? Because you can't just say they suck, Sam, right? If they won major 3.
No, they have
I know that's not what you actually. I know what you mean.
No, they're slumping so hard that it's just a complete regression in terms of individual skill. Because then now they're in the point where they're second guessing every decision they're making.
Yeah.
And I'm sure their practice, they're like, there's probably been some pretty tough days in terms of, like, arguments and things like that. Because when you're slumping this hard, especially after an event win, the passion starts to come out a little bit. So I can imagine that they're just in that point where every single thing they're doing on the map isn't natural. It's just what I said yesterday. That muscle memory is no longer there. That confidence isn't there right now. Mm-hmm. So this is what happens. You get a slump in mental or in individual performance, and the whole team just looks like shit.
It's not even like it is a slump, though, because I do fully expect them to go to the major and, like, play better than what they're placing right now. Obviously, we don't know if that's going to happen. But, like, bro, they're playing at the same level of COD as Boston, basically, for the entire split. It may be a little bit better, obviously, because Boston went on that giant run. But, like, this is something to see, bro. I I cannot believe this team is this bad, at least right now online. It blows my fucking mind.
Go ahead, Pat. What do you think, Pat?
I mean, I made this comparison, I think, a few months ago. Sam may remember, but it reminds me of another team in Dallas. Just, you know, when it kind of getting to the end of the year stretch, those Cowboys just
how am I getting astray right now?
Even Sam
on my birthday, Pat? A birthday straight?
That's crazy. No, that's crazy. Sam, on your birthday is crazy.
Bro. I hope Optic wins champs on your birthday. Fuck you.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think you guys summed it up pretty well. They're all pretty ass. I think they're all frustrated too, and I think this event will be good for them in general, just because getting out of this online stuff. Because I think most of this is kind of chalked up to, at least what we expected was like, these guys got super high from their win, and then they're coming back and they're bitching about online, and then everything just kind of domino effects where they just start sucking across the board. But man, Tom, the real story here is the tissue, man. He's an issue.
He is an issue. He is a problem.
He's
Tom,
dude.
They're looking great right before the champs event where I got them 2024 World Champions. I couldn't be happier.
I will say, Pat, Toronto look good, man. Like not just the way they're shooting, but fundamentally they look good. Like they look super fundamentally sound. It looks like everybody's on the same page. All their gunfights look like easy like comfortable wins, like comfortable gunfights, because they're just in such good positions and they're in good situations. The game just looks so easy from their POVs. Everything just looks so simplified. And I think that says a lot just about their teamwork from top to bottom. All four.
They're back in form in their respawn, but I think what's most impressive is they're like finally like clicking a lot in search again. Their search was really fucking poor for a good like 2 stages. Yeah,
2 and 3.
And then now they're winning them, and some of them are relatively comfortable. They even took some at the major against some of the better teams. Like they look like they've actually just been improving every single stage, and they're back. They're back to that stage 1 form.
Yeah,
they do look really good.
Carry it forward. They look.
I will say on the S&D point, Chris. Yes, they have won the last 2 switches they played. It goes back towards the 5th map against FaZe and this one, but they lost 4 S&Ds, I believe, prior to that. So the search has not been amazing this split. It is the one. I think the respawn's really good, but the S&D, I'm looking to see
they don't
play at land.
They don't get blown out in any searches. I think even Ernie came on an interview and or I forgot who it was. They don't get blown out. Like if they lose 6-5s or whatever, obviously you would like to see them like close it out, but like they're not spawning into series and S&Ds and not putting up a fight. Like whether they can close or not, is a different story, but that might just come like when they need it the most on land. So
Ben, what are your thoughts, Ben? We didn't get your thoughts, man. What were your thoughts on the series, man?
Optic, there's not really much to say about Optic. I mean, the map pool just feels non-existent right now, and it's hard to really make much analysis, and I think they just got to figure out how to just take it one map at a time, one match at a time, really starting with their scrims on Wednesday when they get to the event. They're going to have 2 days of practice before they play on Friday and just kind of go from there. And I think for Toronto, I feel like right now they're the team that I feel the most confident going into this event. Again, for me on the S&D side, we'll see kind of how they stack up. They flipped S&Ds with FaZe. Like I think that matchup is extremely tight right now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would not have predicted Optic to get 12th seed this stage after making.
What's insane?
Fucking insane.
What's up,
they
Pat?
are 3 S&D losses away from tying the breach in the S&D losses. That's insane.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is kind of crazy.
And what's crazy is when you think about it, like I could see a world where they 3-1 some of these teams in the loser bracket, but still lose S&D. So they might be able to break that. No bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't disagree with you, Pat, on that. Like, and it's not like to the point about Toronto playing close searches. Optic, the last couple of S&Ds have been getting blown the fuck out. They don't have no idea how they want to play that game mode right now. Just they got to start completely over.
I didn't realize the tweet you put up, Tom. Who tweeted? That's a great tweet.
That's your tweet, Slim. That's your tweet. It's what Iggs had to say. He said, Optic fans, I know you're stressed right now, but I have some good news for you. This isn't the first time a team fell off and went winless in S&D during June, right before COD Champs. Now, I'm not saying they can do it, but take solace. I actually learned that word today. Sam taught me that word. And the fact that it's been done.
Jesus
Solace. Sam taught me that one. Clearly, I didn't learn it that well. Pat, talk to us about this tweet. Pat, talk to us about this tweet, man. What's going on here, Pat? How did you guys do it? How are you able to get out of a slump, right? I think that's the main question right now is how does Optic go from a great team to now slumping? How do they turn it around? How do they do what you guys did in the World War II year? Like, what did you guys do that year?
I think the downside here, the big difference for me, Tom, is they're missing one thing that this EG team had in 2018, and that's me. But I think ours was a little bit different because how our situation played out was we obviously got second at Seattle, and then we felt we just got hard countered, and our strats were just like everyone knew exactly what we did. So we kind of came up with an entirely new playbook and didn't even have time to really practice it outside of like some random scrims online before. But yeah, we really just hit the drawing board in S&D and basically came up with a completely new playbook. And it was a kind of a surprise for everybody at that event. Like I think we only lost a couple S&Ds at champs, but most were wins. And so, yeah, I mean, we just hit the drawing board. And I think, you know, sometimes it's good to do that because I think we've talked about it on the show before, like, sometimes it doesn't necessarily matter what you're doing specifically strat-wise, as long as you have a full game plan as a team and you're all doing the same shit. Like, you're all doing whatever that plan is, which I think is where we see a lot of the disconnect, at least currently in the CDO.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, really, with Toronto Ultra and Optic? I definitely will say that the players on Optic do look really frustrated, man. They've looked super frustrated.
Oh, the player cams today were pain.
Yeah,
they were. I don't know if you guys paid attention to them, but they were bad today.
I mean, even the tweets, even the timelines, they've been kind of expressing their feelings, right? Kenny's tweet yesterday had Brucey going at it with a 32-year-old today, 32-year-old dad, which I'm Team Brucey on that one. That guy was absolutely fucking tweaking. But, you know, clearly emotions are high. Like, I think, Pat, that they are going to have to take a page out of your book, man. They definitely need to kind of go back to the drawing board and figure out their search game. And then, of course, they're going back to LAN. I kind of look at it as like a clean slate for them, right? Like, you're going back to LAN, kind of erase that whole stage out of your mind. Like, you're still in a good position in the standings. You're obviously still going to champs. You're going into the event as the Major 3 champs, so nobody's going to take you lightly, right? And then LAN is just LAN, right? It's a whole different environment. It's a whole different atmosphere. So, I mean, they're just going to have to try and dig deep and figure it out. But any other final thoughts, guys, between Optic, Texas, and Toronto? Anybody here? Got any other thoughts?
Wow, I'm mind blown, bro.
All righty, let's move on to the next series of the day. We will also be going through the bracket here at the end of the show, guys. We're going to build our own little bracket going into Major 4. So stay tuned for that. But we're going to hop into the next one. We have Carolina Royal Ravens going up against the Boston Breach. This one ended in a 3-1 victory in favor of Carolina. The only map that Boston was able to take was the Control. And other than that, it was pretty comfortable for Carolina. I mean, 100-point club in the first map. Hard point, a 6-1 in the S&D. A close last map on 6-star, but Carolina was able to close it out. TJ Haley went absolutely rogue towards the end of that one to come back and get the W there for Carolina. We'll scroll down, take a look here at the stat sheet, and Jesus fuck. Everybody from Boston negative except for Major Maniac.
You've been doing this.
But he fried yesterday.
He fried yesterday.
with their champs yesterday.
They used all their juju yesterday.
They used all the juju yesterday, Pat. All the juju, everything they had. They gave it their all yesterday, man. They had none left for today. None left. Then the other side, you had a 1.28 from Clayster. A 1.31 from Gwyn. I think it's good to see Gwyn just doing his thing and getting back to that form that we know he could be. I mean, he's been doing it now, so he's kind of been doing that. Gwyn just continuing to shine, and then everybody kind of pulling their weight, right, in the damage department. I know Fella's got a 0.87, but he's keeping up in the damage. He's got just as much damage as the rest of his team, so, sticking with it. And then on the other side is Major Maniac, the only guy who's able to go positive. Everybody else negative here. P-Dog, obviously, negative 24. Not a good series for him. Take a look at the MVP here. Clayster with the MVP today. 14 out of 30 votes. I don't know how the fuck that works. But Clay is able to... Because you would think that means somebody voted a third option.
Someone voted someone else.
All right. Somebody voted a third option, which I don't even know. Maybe somebody voted TJ. Who knows? But guys, what are your thoughts on the series? We'll start with you, Sam, and we'll work our way down. What did you think, Sam?
The Boston we all know and love is back, so that's great.
They're back.
It's good to see another pretty clean dub from Carolina. Tej still continues to impress. Gwyn had a pretty win-like series. And then Clay performing well online is always nice to see. But unfortunately for them, while they did get their 10 points, which were obviously huge, they are gonna, which we'll get to with the next series, end up starting in losers, which is just unfortunate because they didn't control their own destiny here. But I really just like wanted to talk about their whole season, because up to this point they've struggled online, and I think like recently they've been better. They're at least getting some wins, but they put themselves in this really tough spot with how poor they were early season. So not being able to control your own destiny for champs is a little bit hurtful when it comes to Major 4 placement and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that they can show up and qualify, because I would love to see them at champs. This is a really fun team to watch, and I just hope they pull it out. But Boston, I mean, fuck me, they suck still. They beat Optic, but
Yeah, they're still ass.
damn.
You want to know what's
Hey, Chris.
actually gross about this whole Carolina situation, though? I get like they were terrible online. I get it, right? They got to play good online. They got to get those points. But I think they probably like have the best average placing out of the bottom teams on LAN. Am I wrong?
What do they get at Major 3?
They got top six, and then did they get another top 6 or was
I
it
don't
top
remember what
8?
they got at Major 3.
Oh,
They
they
have-
LAG, something like that.
They got a Major 3. They got a top 8.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
so-
they probably have one of the better ones, if not the best, out of all the bottom teams. Because I still remember, I think Vegas and both LAT like have one.
They got
like,
some
very
losses,
little,
some lasts.
or Heretics. I was gonna say Muniers again. Jesus, Heretics doesn't have that many good. I think the only
They have 2
contender
lasts as
there,
well. Seattle's the only other one.
contender is Seattle for like the better one. So like this team might not make champs after getting 2 top 6s and top 8 on LAN. Obviously, they still can, make that run here at the next major. But if like we were talking about off stream, or not off stream, but before the show started with the brackets and the way that works, they might have a tough battle to even have that opportunity, which is unfortunate, man. I've been a fan of this team. Obviously, their online performances sucked. And Pat said that they should have packed the punch. And at that period of time, maybe he was right. To get them some immediate improvement and get them some more online wins. But it just sucks because I think this team is actually pretty damn good for what they were able to put together, and how they started the season.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
I mean, it just comes down to this, bro. They wasted too many fucking series in Major 1, Major 2 online. I know, obviously, they were at a disadvantage not being in a facility, but even in Vegas is finding ways to win outside of facility. They just wasted a lot of series that we watched early where they either blew a map 4 and didn't win a map 5, or they didn't start off the series hot. Like those 20, all it took was winning 2 or 3 of those, and they'd be in a completely different position now. And it really sucks that they're the first 3 and 4 team in this format not to make winners bracket. But a couple of wins at LAN, they could still make champs, and go lose to Toronto and FaZe winners round 1 and go from there.
Jesus.
Yeah, Pat, what do you think, Pat? What are your thoughts? Where's your head at? Boston Breach, Carolina. I mean, you take a look at the standings here. Carolina's tied in that 8th spot right now.
Punched. They should have pack a punched. I don't have them making it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They might make it. They might make it.
I still got Vegas, Thieves, Surge, Heretics, Tom. I'm kind of dying on that hill. I think Rocker's out. I think Rocker's like the for sure out at
Rocker's
this point.
super far.
I think
Rockers,
Rocker's super fucked with the bracket.
Yeah, I think Rockers fucked.
they're screwed. But I got faith in those top 4. And I told you, Tom, I was telling you about those Thieves, man. I was telling you, and they snuck in. They snuck in.
You were telling me about the Thieves, and they looked a lot better. I mean, we'll obviously get to their series, but I definitely think Carolina, man. I don't know. Maybe somewhere throughout the year, maybe they could have made a change. I don't know if I'm like. I mean, they might. I think Carolina can still sneak into champs. Realistically, I think they can still do it.
I mean, they can, but I think they have to bank on Vegas losing like first round of losers, or they have to. I think they're gonna have to like upset. Maybe is it gonna be Optic? I think that's their like route. If they win their first game in losers, so I don't know. They just have it so tough, man.
Nah, Vegas play Breach. They're gonna get a free dub.
Exactly, they're gonna get a free dub. So Ravens is gonna get if Ravens has to win their first round, and then.
They have to
I don't know where it goes
Legion
from
and then
there.
Optic or LAT or Miami, which I feel like they could lose
We have
all 3
a
of those.
mock bracket coming up here soon,
Yeah.
right? We
Yep,
can
yep.
actually see what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna make a bracket at the end after we go over all the matches. But
Okay, cool.
yeah. But does anybody else? I mean, Ben, you got any thoughts? Any other final thoughts? Anybody get any final thoughts on Carolina and Breach? I thought this was a pretty one-sided series, man. Boston Breach just
The
continue to
only
struggle.
thing for Boston is like they've looked good at Karachi control, but that's really all you can say about them.
Don't even talk
Jacob
about him.
Hale tweeted out there is a weird scenario in which Boston could theoretically qualify for champs. Unfortunately, that requires them.
All right, no more thoughts, Tom. LAT series up next.
Hey, how the fuck can Boston still qualify for champs?
Justice for beans.
Because basically it would require LAG and Rocker to lose and
Tom, you got the same odds winning the lottery, bro.
No, honestly though, honestly you do. But so Boston would have to win the event. And
it's a bunch of things that's happening.
Oh my god, they're gonna make it. So. They're gonna fucking do it.
I mean, bro, can you fucking imagine if Boston won the event somehow and fucking made shit? I mean, that would be the craziest shit ever. That would be insane.
Yeah, it would be the craziest thing to ever happen in COD.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, the funny part is, like, they could still win the event, but if everything else doesn't go right, they still don't make champs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They need the win and they need everything to go right. So it's just not looking good. Yeah.
See you next year.
Yeah, it's looking rough for Boston. Might be the last time we see them this weekend or next weekend, Major 4. Might be the last time we see Boston breach. Guys, any final thoughts? Sam, Pat, Chris, any thoughts? Any final thoughts? Or you want to move on?
Move on.
All righty. Then we move on to the last and final match of the day. It's the LA Thieves going up against the New York Subliners. LA Thieves, they were able to win the series 3-2. They go down 0-2 in the series, and they get the reverse sweep here against New York. You know, LA Thieves is running for that champ spot, so this was a massive reverse sweep for them. We'll scroll down and take a look at the scoreboard, and Jesus model, it's Dan Ghosty saving these guys from the red carpet, and they still get the dub, a 1.15 from Dan Ghosty. You also have almost 20,000 damage from Jodeci Houston. He has a 0.89. That is crazy. And then on the other side, you can see a 1.29 from Sib, a 1.23 from Hydra, 0.92 and a 0.74 coming in from Kismet and Skies. But everybody pretty much pulling weight in the damage department. We'll scroll down, take a look at the match MVP, 28 out of 21 votes. It is Dan Ghosty. He has been great for these guys. His consistency, his slaying power, he has definitely been the backbone for LA Thieves, at least in my opinion. And he continues to shine here against the top team in New York. So, Sam, we'll start with you. What did you think, man? Obviously, this was a crazy win for LA Thieves, man. They were down 0-2, and it was looking slim, but they bring it back, and they're in a good spot now. What do you think?
Yeah, this is actually an absolutely huge win for them. This is the first time they've actually beat a top 4 team this entire year, and it was the last match online for them. So it was really good timing. It was also the first time they've won a round 5 control on Invasion. So again, another first for them, but just honestly a well-rounded effort. I thought they looked pretty good today. Obviously, Sib and Paco had an insane series. Just to talk about New York a little bit, I think Sib's been great over the last couple of games for them. I've been personally pretty hard on him the whole year because I've just been expecting more because of the standard that he set for himself. But I think Dante's been awesome for these guys. On the other side, Kiz still underwhelming me a little bit. That's why I've been like pretty apprehensive in how I feel about New York, just because it's really hard to get these guys to play well together. Usually have series that look like this. And I don't know what to expect of this New York team still. I have no idea. I haven't had any idea the entire year. But on the LAT side of things, they do still only have 1 LAN win, so that makes this win even more important. Obviously, we'll get to the bracket after the series is over, but they're a fringe team, and I think they still need to do some work come Major 4. So I'm excited to see how they do there. But I mean, it was a great win today. Reverse sweep last game. They're probably gassed before the Major.
Oh yeah, they were hyped up for sure. After that one, they were getting loud after they won that matchup. But let's move on, Ben. Who do you think? What do you think, Ben? LA Thieves, New York Subliners, New York throw away another series. I mean, how many times have we talked about New York throwing away hard points, throwing away series? It always seems like they get themselves to a good start, and then they somehow just toss it away. I mean, where's your head at, Ben? What do you think?
I mean, bro, this stage from New York is just so confusing to me because I feel like against the 2 top 4 teams they played, the Optic series, I thought that was a nice win. The FaZe series, they battled pretty nicely in that one. But the Carolina series in the beginning of the split, the Vegas 3-0 was kind of wild. Going to game 5 of Minnesota, and then this reverse sweep. I just don't know what this New York team, bro. They're not terrible. They're not that good.
They're the Vegas Legion of the top 4.
They have fallen off in S&D as far as like being ahead of the pack on that game mode. They have some strong hard points and controls, but they also have some weak ones. They're just bro. That's just how New York is. They're They'll show up, get top 4. They're
They're just stuck between a rock and a hard place, man. Yeah. Can't beat top 3, can't lose bottom 8 unless you're LAT online.
Yeah.
Just 4th permanently.
I think they're close though. I think
They've been close for months.
I think the biggest thing is just the Bulldog finding some rhythm. Like Paco's been insane for these guys. I agree. I think Sid's been good as well. They have been close for months. That is true. They've been close for months. But I mean, they definitely have the talent to do it, right? If they wanted to make a run on a weekend, they are quote unquote one of the only top four or the only top 4 team to not win an event this year, right? Because we had Toronto, FaZe, Optic, they all got one. We had New York in that top 4 as well to start the year, so they're due. Right, it's just about whether or not they're actually going to do it. Duarte, what do you think? What do you think about the series? What do you think about New York, LA Thieves? What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's just another one of those typical New York series. They all look the same. May get to map 5. Regardless, you can just like 50-50 whether they're gonna lose one of the hard points every series, even in a hard point that doesn't make sense. I feel like New York should be beating Thieves on sub base. I don't feel like they're particularly good at it. And then you get Invasion Control, and they're like one of the best teams on it. And Thieves haven't been looking good in Control. And then this stage, they managed to win like 2, maybe 3. So they've actually looked better this stage at it. But I don't know. New York team, Kismet, same thing. As you guys were saying, like he's just their X factor. If he plays well, I feel confident that they can like consistently win a decent amount of respawns. But if he's not playing too well, like this team's just going map 5, the whole time. As for the Thieves team, I want to say, at least for this entire stage, Kremp has been playing a lot better. He's been very consistent in terms of his play. I feel like he's making more use of his pace and actually finding kills rather than just sprinting around the map and dying a fuck ton, kind of how Kismet was doing in this series. So that's a good sign for them. I know I've even said it myself again with their land stuff, as they just haven't been good on land. But if they're gonna, maybe string together a little bit of a run, maybe get a top 6 here or cause some upsets, this is probably the best they've looked. Dan Ghosty's great. Joe Deceives and Nasty have just been doing their part, and Kremp's been good. So good shit for the Thieves. They just got to do it on land. Sorry.
Pat, what are your thoughts? New York, LA Thieves. LA get the reverse sweep.
I mean, I knew this was coming, Tom. When they're down 2-0, I had no fear.
You didn't pick them today.
I mean, yeah, no. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. I wasn't on the show yesterday, so Breaking Point didn't get my picks. They defaulted me to the top 4 selections, or the favorites. Which you
should have had a Boston and been like,
yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna hold it against them. I'm still in the lead, guys. I'm still in the lead. But yeah, no. I knew this LAT team was gonna put it together. I think Ghosty's looking gross. As far as New York, still the same issue for me. Like, these guys can't have a series where they all play good. Like, I know it's obviously not entirely his fault, but like another pretty huge stinker out of Kismet today, even with Sib and Sky both were frying, or Sib and Hydro were both frying. So there's just still too much inconsistency for me on this NYSL team. But LAT clutched up, and I'm glad because I got them making champs, and I think this was going to be one of the big catalysts to guarantee their spot at champs. I'm just saying that now before we get to Major 4, because I think this event's going to matter a lot when it comes to the champs qualification.
Well, yeah, it definitely is. It's the last opportunity they have.
Take, Pat.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it's going to be a one series different. We know that, but this series was the one. Like, it was the one.
Yeah, we were expecting them to win maybe one of the last 2, and winning 2 was fucking huge. Carolina's in hell. I feel so bad.
Poor Carolina, man.
I feel bad, bro. I want them to be a chance. I just like watching them.
The last thing Clay said in his interview was
Carolina be a champs than Thieves?
Hell nah, but still.
Oh, okay.
Wow, Carolina, listen, you just did this. I will say give CDL some credit with the point system that they have created for this season, whether you want to value online or LAN or not. It's created a lot of really interesting uncertainty heading into this event.
That has nothing to do with the CDL. That's just how it fucking played out with these teams. People could have got smoked, and it wouldn't have mattered at all. It wouldn't have mattered at all.
This has nothing to do with the point system,
credit
bro.
to the CDL or the point system. The system is terrible. The format sucks. They need to absolutely blow up the format. 0 credit. I wrote you 0 points. And everyone in this room is now dumber for listening to you.
Pat's just salty the Tiny Terrors pushed him out of the league. It's all good.
I didn't even play those guys.
Nah, I agree with Pat. The format is terrible. The format is fucking terrible,
I got paid $400K whether I played the Tiny Terrors or not. It was a great year for me. I enjoyed my last year.
Pat enjoyed waiting until December to scrim and Mark for 2019.
I did not want to scrim at all in that game. The game was terrible.
You
That
guys
was
got
great.
any more thoughts on the last and final match with LA Thieves and New York?
I have one more thought, which is,
Yep.
you know, if you're a Thieves fan, I think this was actually probably one of the most satisfying online wins that they've had all season, because a lot of their online wins have been they go up 2-1 this series, blow game 5-4, and you're like, I don't know, or they go down 1-2 and they got to clutch up the last two maps, or they go up 2-0 and they lose the control and the reverse sweep is on. This is one where I felt like they played a better team, and they were able to battle back on the back end of this series, and I thought they played particularly well in those last couple of maps. So I think they can carry some of this momentum to land. And by starting in winners bracket, especially against Miami, I think they have an opportunity to make it pretty deep in this tournament.
I mean, isn't this the first time they beat a top 4 team?
Yes, they were the last team to beat a top 4 team.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah, take a look here at the bracket going into Major 4. So you have Carolina, Optic, Minnesota, and Boston all starting in losers bracket. Then the winners round 1, you have Toronto Ultra going up against Los Angeles Guerrillas. You have the LA Thieves going up against the Miami Heretics. Atlanta FaZe going up against the New York Sublimes. And Seattle Surge going up against the Vegas Legion, which, I mean, these matchups are just so big for champs too, right? Like,
Tom,
everything's on the line here. Yes, Chris.
Can you pull
Rocker
up,
is fucked.
Tom, can you pull up the standings, like, right on the right side of the bracket, but so we can just, like, talk about the scenarios before we actually do this bracket or whatever? Or whatever the hell we're
That
doing?
might be a little tough because I'm currently in a Google Doc. This is a picture. This is very scuffed right now, Chris.
Yeah,
This is
what do you
very
mean
scuffed.
about scenarios?
If you have it, so like if you have another on another tab,
Yeah,
pull up the standings on the other tab and just drag the window on the right side of the screen. That way we can see the points. I'm
gonna pull it up for you. I got a better idea. I'm gonna pull it up for you, Chris. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Yeah, because we can actually start to talk about where we expect these teams to drop and how we expect these teams to pan out and who's gonna have to win some tough games in order to qualify.
Yep, I got you, bro. Look at what I'm doing here. What do you think? What do you think of my production, Chris? What do you think of my production here?
This will do.
Okay.
This will do.
I think we need dark mode in this bitch. Is what we need.
That's okay. We do need some dark mode. Some dark mode would be nice, but it's fine. We'll just do this, and then we'll blow this up, and then you guys can take a look at it here, like this.
You're fucking.
Do me a
You're a
favor,
fucking
can you hit the on that screen, Tom? Can you hit like okay on the cookies thing? Because there is a tiebreaker thing that we'll probably need to talk about.
No problem. Yeah, boom.
So the real question here, and this matters mainly for Ravens, do Ravens have the tiebreaker on Thieves if they tie?
I will tell you head to head right now. Ravens against Thieves this season are 1-2, so Thieves have the tiebreaker on them.
It's over.
So
It's
there's also a possibility of a 3-way tie with Legion if they.
Now it come down to overall map count, I think, first.
Bro, Legion get a free win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Legion could get a free win. No,
Nah, that's a Boston win. That's a Boston series.
Ravens
That's a free win.
Ravens could also.
I don't know if
get
LIG's a
their
free
first
win, brother. I don't think LIG's a free win because they're also still in the mix for champs.
Bro,
Well,
what
yeah,
are you
but-
saying? Legion play breach.
Talking about
It's a free
Carolina.
win.
You're talking
Okay,
about you're talking about
let's talk about
Talking about
realistic
Legion, I think they're talking about
scenarios.
Carolina
The only way there isn't a tie. Well, LAG needs to beat fucking Ravens, and then they have to potentially beat Optic. So let's just not talk about them for a second. The realistic scenarios here are Seattle were to beat Vegas, and Vegas were to drop down and play Breach, and then Ravens were to beat LAG, and then Vegas were to beat Breach. So everyone will be tied at 165, assuming Thieves loses to Optic first round of losers. Assuming, which is a possibility if they lose to Miami.
It is a possibility, honestly.
If we were to go to 165 for 3 teams, how would this pan out between Ravens, Legion, and Thieves? Ben, you're the genius here when it comes to the bracket stuff and tiebreakers.
Hold on. First off, this breaking point list is incorrect, Tom. Could you pull up the CDL standings? Because
Sure.
the number one tiebreaker right now, and they may be using head to head, but the number one tiebreaker in a 3-way tie is overall match win percentage, which I believe Vegas would have because they have a 41%, and Carolina is at 36.
It's GG, guys. It's
But-
Legion
but
Thieves.
I think to your point, Pat, basically realistically for Carolina, they need Vegas to get double rounded. They need Thieves to get double rounded. And in that situation, if Vegas gets double rounded, they actually all they have to do is just win one match because they are tied now on points with Vegas.
So basically, Ravens needs to win a match.
They need to outplay
Vegas at this
Yeah,
tournament.
but they can't it's so hard for them to outplace them because Vegas get a free win in losers. Like they drew the craziest, unluckiest
maybe not because
they
saw
Breach.
Yeah, but last year we thought London was sucked ass and they fucking won
Breach
the first
has
match.
not won once on LAN. Not once.
We didn't think they were going to beat Optic this week.
Hold on. Ravens have the tiebreaker.
Anything is not possible. You're not Kevin Garnett, bro. Legion is getting a free win.
Ravens have the tiebreaker, or Legion have the tiebreaker on Ravens no matter what. Like if they tie points.
So Legion,
like with this list here,
Legion
like
versus
sense, right?
Carolina right now, is they are 1-2. So Carolina is a head-to-head on Vegas right now in a two-way tie.
So why do they have them like underneath them in that standings?
Because the way the CDL standings does it is they do it by overall match win percentages. Is the head tiebreaker?
But you just said that if like both of the teams were tied, Ravens would have it.
It just depends on how you want to look at it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I just want to know if Ravens and Vegas Legion tie, who gets through?
Carolina.
Okay,
so then Carolina right now is in the 8th spot. If
so
Ravens 50.
So Ravens has to beat LAG, and then Vegas will probably beat Boston. To
simplify it, I want to simplify it for you.
Okay.
Carolina and Vegas are tied on points.
Yes.
If Carolina and Vegas get the same place and Carolina advances. If Vegas outplays Carolina, then they will advance.
Does
that simplify for you?
Yes. Okay, that is what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense to me. That makes sense.
But obviously, like, Thieves get rounded, and then both those teams win, and Thieves on the outside. I'm saying, like, there is like
there's a real world here where LAT could get rounded.
Yeah, I know. LAT winning, great. Like, it actually gives them a really good winners round 1 chance against a Miami team that we know Atlanta's been a little bit iffy. They're playing pretty good right now. But on the flip side, they lose that, they're going to have to play Optic in elimination round 1.
Does the bracket flip in winners round 2? So Vegas beats Surge, right? They would go up. Ravens beats LAG. Okay, this is just weird.
Oh, let's do the bracket. We
can't
do the bracket.
Let's do the bracket.
Do the bracket.
I'm down. Let's start with the first round. We have Toronto going up against LAG. Who do you guys got in this one, man? Who do you guys got?
Yeah, man.
Toronto, right? Grace, you got Toronto, obviously, right? Or are you trolling?
I got Toronto. I got
trolling,
Toronto.
bro. All right, Toronto there. Boom. Toronto Ultra. Oh, no, it flips, right? So Toronto Ultra go down here.
No, it doesn't. No. It only flips the team on the losers.
Yeah. Okay. We're good.
Yeah, don't overcomplicate it.
Okay, Toronto Ultra moves on, and then we got Thieves going up against the Miami Heretics. Who do you guys got in this one here?
I got Thieves.
Do you guys all have Thieves? I got Miami in this one, bro.
I got Miami.
Miami's look really good this split. Right now,
Miami does look good.
Miami. The only series in Miami, like, played the top 3 teams, and I know they got 3-0 by Optic at the start, but like against Toronto and FaZe, I don't think they played that bad.
I mean, I just think when you watch Miami, like they have good teamwork. Like they actually, I feel like they play at the game at like a good pace, and they play together. Like I just feel like they're firing right now. I feel like they're feeling good going into this one. Thieves have been looking better though. This is gonna be a tough matchup for both of these teams.
The vetoes in this series. I'm trying to think out how the map set's gonna pan out for this series. This is a weird one, bro.
This is a weird one. This is a really weird one.
The map
set?
This is
a tough one.
Yeah, because like I think LAT will square them on high rise.
Let's do a poll in the chat too. Let's do a poll in the chat.
I think LAT will veto 6-star search. I think they'll play like 6-star like hard point maybe.
That's bad for Thieves. A double 6-star is a real problem.
I know, that's what I'm trying. Like the control is weird too.
The control's probably high rise.
Bro, the problem is it's going to be a high rise S&D last map, and I would take Miami in that situation over Thieves. Like I just think there's a bad.
This is a weird fucking map set for LAT. Yeah. Like it's a good matchup getting Miami round 1, but the map set is just I don't know.
I mean, somebody's in the chat talking about Miami on LAN, but Thieves haven't been any better on LAN either.
Thieves have won 1 series on LAN.
Didn't these teams play at the last major? And we talked about this matchup.
Miami won.
Yeah, we talked about this matchup. Unless they have like a new like map that they can rely on.
I think Miami wins this, bro.
Map for map, they are just cornered in like 2 different game modes.
Yeah, that's where my head's at right now too.
It's S&D and control. They have to basically play high rise. Like
I think it's Miami.
Yeah, it's got to be Miami.
I want LAT to win, but just thinking how the map set's gonna go, I think it's Miami.
I mean, I personally have Miami in this one. I don't know who. Sam, you got Miami. What do you guys got?
Just
Ben?
on the map set.
Miami.
Pat, you got Thieves, right? You still got Thieves?
Thieves.
Why do you got Thieves, Pat, over Miami?
I just got FaZe. I think they're due. I'm not as high on Miami as you guys are. I know they've obviously looked better, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just not as high on them as you guys.
All right, so we'll keep it like this. We'll do majority, right? So we'll put Miami through. They'll be matched up with Toronto. Let's keep going down. We have Atlanta FaZe going up against the New York Subliners. Does anybody have New York taking down FaZe in here? I have FaZe in this one.
I also have FaZe.
I got FaZe.
I think just from a straight consistency standpoint,
I will say New York did push them to the last map at the last major. New York pushes everybody at the last map, to be fair. They just have been able to close.
Pushing Boston to a last map.
Yeah, they could. They stand a chance, but they should win this.
Somehow this is not last. I'm looking if the schedule's correct. Somehow this is not last match. On the first day, it's the second last match.
Who's the last match?
Miami Thieves. Oof. Which is surprising to me, especially with Miami. Wouldn't you want to put them earlier for viewership?
And then we have Seattle Surge going up against the Vegas Legion.
I got Legion.
You got Legion, Pat? This is gonna be this is gonna be a crazy match. This is gonna be such a good one. Seattle's at 170 points. Vegas is at 150, and they have Carolina and LAG right behind them.
They played like a.
This is a must-win for Vegas, man. Must-win matchup for Vegas.
Vegas do look great, I will say. However, they just haven't been able to get it done on land, bro.
They don't play consistent at all. Like they beat New York Optic and lose to LAG and fucking whoever else.
They're also just in the same boat as Thieves. Like they just can't do it on land. I think their highest placing has been a top 8, and I think that was like once, maybe twice. Maybe
they had purged for like 3 of those though. Yeah, I got a Johnny takeover. It's a must-win for Vegas in my opinion. Thieves or Seattle's a little bit more comfortable, so I'm taking Vegas here.
I'm taking Vegas. The last time these guys played was like literally last week, right? It was last week.
Yeah, they played last week.
And it was a grueling series. I think the only map that was a blowout, there was like a map 4 that I think was a blowout. The S&Ds are really close. I think that first Hardpoint was close. Like, I got Vegas.
Attach gets his piece of the pie.
And the reason for me, by the way, why I think so is as much as I love Kyler and he's been having some great series online, like still need to see him do that playstyle on land. He's a big ego cheller. He wins a lot of crazy fights, but you get to land, doesn't win those same fights, and it kind of falls apart a little.
I will say, when it comes to Vegas, man, I personally have Vegas in this one. Personally, I just think, I don't know what it is, man, with Seattle. I feel like the way that they play, like, you kind of live and die by it. Like Hook, for example, right? I mean, I guess the same thing's for Nero, huh? I guess they're kind of like go hand in hand, but...
Yeah, they're very similar.
Yeah, I guess that's true. This is gonna be a good series, man. I don't know who the hell's gonna take this. I'm probably going Vegas because they need this W. They need this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a must-win.
The only reason I have Seattle here is because I just think Seattle's looked better, and Legion hasn't been able to get it done on land, like in terms of their replicating their online performances. Like granted, with multiple different rosters, but the one thing was they managed to place top 6 last stage. Seattle did, and I feel like they just look better this stage. Like Brezzy's actually been playing good, and I feel like Brezzy wasn't playing good for this team like at all previously to this stage. And I feel like Kyler, granted, yeah, it's online. He's played great this stage, and then Brezzy has also played a lot better this stage. So 2 other players that were kind of like maybe not playing their best, I feel like have improved as individuals. So if they continue that team play and keep playing their game with 2 players that essentially got better on their team, I feel like they can make a run here. So you guys got Vegas, but I got Seattle.
All right, so majority's Vegas, right? We'll put Vegas through. We'll send them through. We'll send Seattle down to the losers bracket here up against Boston. Let's go through some of these loser bracket matches here. Let's go through the elimination round 1. We have LAG going up against Carolina. Who would you give that to?
Ravens.
I would give it to Ravens as well. Me too.
But in classic Carolina fashion, don't be surprised to go see Game 5. It's an absolute sweat.
I got LAG playing spoiler and winning here.
I think Ravens have
really.
I think Ravens beat LAG at the last major in the first round.
LAG haven't been looking too hot, Pat. They haven't been looking too good.
I just got them playing spoiler, Tom.
Bro, they played literally like 3 weeks ago.
These last events, it comes down to some crazy shit happening. It's never like the norm that you think is gonna occur. So I got LAG winning here.
The only weird thing is like thinking about map set. and like a Vista angle. Like there are maps in here where I could see LAG like winning 2 and then it like going to a game 5, which if I'm actually correct, I think LAG beat them in a game 5 like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So.
I got a Diamond Con takeover game 5.
They I think they did beat them online, but I still remember them playing them on each other on LAN, and I'm pretty sure LAG lost to them at
Correct.
LAN.
And loses round 1 at Major 3.
Yeah, exactly. They got cooked too. It was like a absolute world star series.
I don't think any of the maps are close tonight. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But like I said, Carolina don't make shit easy, so don't expect just sunshine and rainbows here.
We got majority Carolina, right? Except for Pat.
I think so.
Okay, then we got the LA Thieves going up against Optic Texas. Now, this one's interesting, man. With the way Optic's been playing, you just don't know what kind of Optic we're going to get, right? Like, who knows what kind of Optic we're going to see.
It's also, if the schedule is correct, and I'm sure Optic is fucking pissed about this, their last match on Friday, or second last match on Friday, rather. So Optic is going to fly this event on Tuesday, scrim Wednesday, scrim all day Thursday, and they can't play until the 4th match on.
They need it. They're probably happy.
So.
I got LAT Neslo.
LAT Neslo?
Yep.
I got Optic, bro. I still have faith that this team will show up on LAN and at the very least not place dead last.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was feeling too. Just back to LAN, kind of reset everything, right? And try and just get back into that rhythm. I just feel like LAN is just a different ball game. But I mean, if anybody,
there is no way that this team is actually a 12th like best team in the
league. There's no way they lose to Boston. There's no way they go 1-6 as the 12th seed as defending champions.
There's definitely a world because I remember.
I know what you're saying.
I'm thinking Thieves, bro.
Are you thinking Thieves, Pat? Are you thinking Thieves?
This is a collapse, bro. If I've ever seen one.
Bro, if you're a betting man, Thieves look like objectively better than Optic right now. Like.
These can win searches, bro. Like Optic's gonna have them in at least one hardpoint map in the series. But like, what hardpoint maps are you going to see Optic try out in this one to try and win subbase? They can't win that one right now.
LAT or veto on that shit.
Like,
you'd have to give me odds to take Optic.
I don't know.
Bro.
Are you sure they're gonna veto subbase against Optic?
I would assume
they
so.
played it the last couple of times that they have played Optic. I think subbase end up in the set. But my point, that's not really the point. The point is, like, I just think based on form right now, I just think you got to go with Thieves unless we're. I'm
confident in LAT's S&D. I unironically think that they're like a very, very, very good search team, and their control has been better than it was, which was fucking misery. So genuinely, I expect Optic to win 1-4, and I think LAT Neslo's them. No trolls.
No, I agree with you. Just how like Optic have looked this stage, but obviously, like I don't know. This team just I feel like is just way better than placing dead last. Like. That's the only. I have no statistical reason as to why I think Optic will win this series just based on their like performance this stage. I just don't think they will lose to Thieves here.
Well,
like,
Sam,
there's no way they get around it.
Sam, you got Thieves. Pat, you have Thieves, right? Yep. Chris, you have Optic. I have Optic personally. I think Optic's going to.
Oh my God, Ben's a decider.
Tiebreaker.
Which means it all comes down to the one and only Ben J. Nassim. Ben, what would you do here? Optic versus Thieves.
I would love to say Thieves.
It's gonna poll in the chat as well.
Oh, great. The Optic
if we don't pick Optic, we're gonna get called haters, bro.
I just
don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
And a 12 seed.
I know. No, I know.
Like here's my read on this. I agree with Sam. Right now, I'm very confident in Thieves in this set. I don't see them like winning the hard points, but control, S&D, and all that. I see it. The problem is Thieves are breakers in big moments, and I think Optic is going to find a way to beat them playing like B+ COD.
So you have Optic.
Correct.
All righty.
I want to pick Thieves in this, but they can't be trusted.
It's okay, Pat.
All right, well, let's move Optic up to the next one. Boom, we got Optic Carolina. Then let's move down. We have New York going up against the Minnesota Rocker. I have New York in this one. I just feel like they've definitely been
Rocker
the better team. Rocker just don't look.
GG Rocker. You should have blew it up. You should have packed a punch. You should have listened months ago. You stuck it out, and now you're not making champs.
They were in such a good spot before this shit, Pat. Like, do you remember?
Yes.
You weren't here yesterday, but I basically just reiterated your point that you made a while ago. Like, they were that spot that they had when they made that change. When you said that if they do this in this good of a spot right now and they don't end up making champs, like that's exactly what happened.
They got fourth, and then they blew up their roster too
Justice
much,
for Reese
bro.
Vivid.
Like, oh.
The
Justice
only
for
angle
Reese Vivid.
Rocker here is a NYSL angle because they fucking
Ain't,
are
ain't no
terrible
angle.
hard
Ain't no
playing.
angle, bro.
And
I don't see it.
There's
they
no
can't win
angle.
controls either, except that one time against fucking New York, and they went to Game 5, Round 11. I don't know if you remember that trolly ass Round 11, but no, I got New York.
I don't see it personally. I don't see
Justice
it.
for Reese Vivid. Rounded.
And then, of course, we got the Seattle Surge going up against the Boston Breach. I think we all probably have Seattle here.
I have
What'd you say, Pat?
Seattle, but this is absolutely a series they can
I
lose.
said later, Boston. See you next year.
This
Oh,
is
man.
absolutely. This is, bro. I'm telling you, weird shit happens last event. Like we saw it with London last year. I know the last time these teams played, which was a few weeks ago, Boston got fucking piss slammed. But the way that Seattle played, the way that they kind of people have been starting to read them, I could see this one getting weird. The only problem is I don't necessarily trust Boston to win in a Game 5. So
I think it like
did
stuff
against
like that
Optic.
though, Ben, like requires like teamwork and fundamentals and being able to play the game at your own pace as a
And they
team.
don't
And
have
they
any.
cannot do that
Yo,
against
we're just-
Seattle.
We're just talking.
It's Seattle,
bro.
bro.
We just said Boston's gonna
Boston
win
got
on
slammed,
land,
bro.
bro.
Next.
We'll see.
They've
We'll see
never
Boston
won.
at. We'll see Boston at the Esports World Cup, bro. Hopefully with a better
if
roster.
they,
Hopefully
if
not.
they
Shit is
go,
fucking-
if they go,
they'll get. There's no way they don't go and they just have a better team.
Flying to Saudi
Surely,
with this
right?
team, I'm mental. Nice
I
try.
said with a better team, bro.
We'll work our
we'll
way.
see.
We'll go bottom up here. We'll go bottom up. So then we have New York going up against
Civ
Seattle.
versus 04.
Oh,
Civ's nuts are on the
man.
line.
The
Civ's nuts on the
storylines.
line.
The storylines could
Bro, we talked
play
about
out.
this with Sib.
Civ's balls are on the line.
When he has that vendetta, bro, he plays way better. Taking
Agreed.
Sib.
Hey,
New York.
you're taking Sid with the vendetta. You're taking Sid
Yeah, I
here.
got New York
For
as
sure.
well.
New York.
Got New York as well.
But what about 04's vendetta? What about him?
He doesn't got one, bro. That guy's really all
Seattle have
vibes.
not been playing
Tough-
that good
tough-
the last
tough for
couple
little
of
man.
weeks, bro. Like this top 8 is what they're gonna place.
All right, I moved New York up. New York gonna take down Seattle. Then we have Optic going up against Carolina. Who do you have taking that one? Carolina or Optic?
Later Ravens. I would have had Thieves here taking both, but later Ravens.
You would
Yeah, I
have
think
these
once
taking
Optic
both.
get one, I think they'll be good. So in this scenario, so Carolina would be on 165. Vegas. Oh, so Carolina and Vegas would get through, and Thieves getting rounded would be fucked.
Yep.
Basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one.
Do
for
we
Thieves.
all have Optic in this one? Does anybody have Carolina here?
No.
Okay, let's move Optic up. So I have Optic.
Wait. Actually, no, Sam. So what would happen in this scenario? Sorry, Thieves would have gotten 0 points. They'd finish on 165. Carolina
Three-way
would
tie.
also be on 165. So in this situation, the head-to-head tiebreaker with those teams would result in Thieves going through because they
Let's
are
go.
2-1 against
Fuck yeah.
Carolina. Carolina has to win this series in this situation in order to make champs, which might make it weird. Well, I got
W.
Wait,
Yeah.
so
Carolina
wait,
has to win too.
These
They're
would get
fucked.
through, but would they get? They would get through over Legion or no? Does Legion get more points for
'cause
winning that first
Ve-
round?
No,
Vegas
Legion get
Vegas
in.
would have 7 seed in this situation. Thieves would get 8 seed.
Mhm.
So congratulations, LA Thieves. You're gonna play Optic or fucking FaZe or FaZe or Toronto winners round
That's what
one.
I'm saying, bro. Carolina
Sorry.
has the worst odds. They lose the 3-way. Like they have to prey on 2 teams' downfalls at this event. And if one of them has a decent run, they're fucked.
Bro, this Thieves
Yeah.
win was so big today
Such
for
a
them.
big win,
for
bro.
Carolina.
That win was
that's
everything, bro.
just- Yeah.
And it was
But
a
this
sketchy
is-
one.
This is the issue. Carolina always had tough odds because they played New York FaZe and Optic online in the split, and beating Optic was a big victory for them. But we talked about this at the beginning of the fucking stage. How pissed we were when they lost to fucking LAG. Every time his team has had like gimme games or gimme schedules, they just fumbled the bag online. Like this is reap what you sow territory, brother. Like I don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
They've
Well-
had opportunities.
I think we should move on to winners round 2 now and kind of go from there. We have Toronto Ultra going up against Miami. I think we all are probably gonna have Toronto in that one. Do we all have Toronto there? I don't see
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah.
I
Scraps
see
not losing to
Toronto.
Vickle.
Later.
Just put
So-
FaZe and Ultra in winners finals.
I mean, that's kind of how I was. That's what I was thinking as well. Just
Yeah,
phase,
I think-
phase and Ultra, right? Winners finals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And put phase there. All right, put Ultra there. Boom. And then when these guys fall down, where do they fall? They is
Miami
this where
goes
it
to play
flips?
Miami goes
FaZe.
to New York and,
Yep.
and
FaZe
Vegas plays
plays
Optic.
or Vegas. yeah, not
Vegas.
FaZe.
Vegas plays Optic. Yep, like this. Boom. Beautiful.
And I got Dylan attached. You're getting his piece of the pie.
Do you? You got Dylan attached? You're getting his
Oh,
piece
yeah.
of the pie here?
Oh yeah.
I mean, they
No
beat
way
Optic
attaches pie
online
in
a
them.
few weeks ago.
Man, Pat, I might go with you there, Pat. I might go with you on a Vegas one,
Bro,
man.
like it's gotta happen, bro.
I mean, it's just it has to unfold how we think it's gonna unfold, man. Dylan always gets his piece of the pie, man. Always.
Bro, the only problem with Vegas is they have been fucking terrible at fucking S&D at LAN. That's my one scary thing with them. Like the
Good thing Optic's on a 10-loss streak.
I know,
They're saying
but they,
Virginia
bro,
server. It's the Virginia
Do you
vendetta.
remember the plays? Do you remember the Neo round 11 on Invasion, bro? Like, I'm just saying with this Vegas team, like, I'm gonna say Optic.
You're gonna say Optic, Ben?
Yeah.
Sam, who do you got in this one, Sam? Optic or Vegas?
I'd probably go Optic as well, but I'm not confident in that pick.
People are saying AG Vendetta after the Virginia servers. You never know. These guys might come out and try and make a statement.
If Optic make
Both
it
teams
through,
are going to want to come out and make a statement, right? Because Vegas is going to want to prove that it wasn't the servers. Same with Optic. It's going to be both of them, right? So
if Optic win the round 1, I don't have them losing until they play a top 4 team. I think that's just. I think the only chance for them to do it would be round 1 if Thieves beat them or Miami or whatever. But I think if they make it out of round 1, I think the only team to beat them is going to be FaZe or Ultra or New York.
Okay, so that's one vote for Sam's got Optic. Chris, who did you get? Who did you choose, Chris?
I didn't even say my take, but
Yeah,
I'll
what do you
take
think,
Optic.
Chris?
Just because at this point in the tournament, like they've got reps, they got confidence under their belt. I feel like they kind of start to feel like themselves. I don't think they're in winning championship form, unless some insane shit happens. But at the very least, I feel like they start to play normal Call of Duty again, and maybe start clutching up in some searches. But I don't know, man. This team is they've just getting pooed on.
So you got Optic.
I want to pick them just because I feel like they will catch that fire. But like, if they just can't figure it out in search and they go to this event, like there's a real world possibility where they lose like first round, second round.
Yeah. It's either they make the run or they're not going anywhere, right? It's either
I think they actually get last or get top 4.
That's how I think too.
People that are like expecting them to like make a run just because it's LAN are just like fully expecting them to just go in hard point and respawn control and just fry just because they're a talented team. But like S&D, the fact that they're so bad at it just leaves them prone to being upset or just getting map 5'd. And I don't know, you just hate to see it as an Optic fan. They've been going to map 5 a lot online. Like if they don't like just dominate in respawns, they go map 5 online or on LAN and they potentially lose to a Thieves here. They can potentially lose to even Heretics, bro. Imagine Heretics drops down. Like we've seen them do it online as well. Like they're, I don't know.
Bro, so after you're telling me after that clusterfuck of an online qualifier, the top 4 get top 4. I hate this shit.
I think everyone's horrible.
I
just on LAN, I've yet to have a reason to not pick them.
Well, yeah, these teams on LAN are just bad.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. Hold on. I don't know if I have. I think I have Miami beating New York, honestly.
Oh, give me a break.
You got Miami beating New York? I had New York in that one. Why do you have Miami, Ben? Why do you have Miami?
I think Miami's playing good call right now, and New York's just like iffy. And like they haven't played each other in a while since like Miami got good again, and like especially if Miami like win a winners round match, they lose to Toronto. Okay, so be it. Like I think they got a real chance against New York, especially with how well they played Search and his map pool, bro. Miami's best maps used to be like New York's best maps, especially in Search. Like I see the map pool being a huge issue here for.
I mean, I can see Miami beating New York. I still have New York personally, but it wouldn't surprise me if Miami made a run and beat New York. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I think New York are too strong in the slaying department. I think they're too strong. I think with Paco and Sib, I think it's gonna be a little too much. I think it's gonna be too much.
I was gonna say, I thought you were done.
No, I was good. I think a lot of it relies on just Kismet stepping up and Caesar, but I mean they're good players. They're on LAN. It's not like they haven't done this before, right? I just expect New York to come out and take care of business as they should. It's kind of like what we said, right? New York, they can beat all the bottom teams, but just can't beat the top 3, right? So I could see them going through here. And then maybe even probably losing the Optic in that next round. Or in that next round, I mean, that could be anybody, right, with the way Optic's been playing. But I probably have New York. Yeah, I have New York over Miami.
Something we're not thinking, too, like, this is a no-fan event, right? Like, for everybody. There's no fans here. And Optic's already kind of down in the dumps. They're not going to have no crowd cheering for them.
I know.
I'm just saying.
That's why they could lose to Thieves in that first losers round. But
that's what I'm saying, bro.
I think
that match is real close.
I think the road that we have. I think the road that New York and Optic, are going through in our current bracket is just going to be like a test for all these bottom 8 teams. And basically, like this is probably the worst that the bottom of the 2 top 4 teams have looked. Maybe New York not so much, but Optic obviously, and then New York obviously still hasn't looked the best. While Seattle has improved, Miami they've improved. Vegas improved. Ravens improved. all the teams that they are going up against have all gotten better. This is a true test of literally you guys are looking at your best. This is where you need wins the most. Can you finally overtake a top 4 team on land? Because it hasn't been done since basically Major 1. I don't know. This is gonna be peak if any of these teams can actually finally pull an upset on one of these 2 teams.
I think it's super doable, bro. Because especially the Optic, these matchups scares me if I'm an Optic fan.
I mean, it is. All these teams have improved a lot, but like, have they fucking really? Because it's about goddamn time that somebody actually makes a fucking run and doesn't just cap out at 5th through 6th. We've been saying the top 4 are the top 4 forever, and show us what the fuck you're made of. All these teams have been putting in so much work and have not really cracked it yet, at least on land. So I don't know. I'm hoping that there's an upset here somewhere. I just don't know where it's going to come from.
I think going into the elimination round 4 with Optic in New York, I think I'm going to go with New York on this one. I think they're due. I think obviously Optic's just struggled this stage. And I think this is going to be that time where New York get that final that W. They finally climb that hurdle, right? That they've been trying to get through all year, and that's taking down top teams. I think this could be a moment for them where they finally do it. Just because Optic's been looking a little rough, New York's kind of been. New York has looked better, but obviously they still have their problems. I mean, both these teams got problems right now, but I could see New York kind of edging them out here. What do you guys think? I'll go New York. Sam, who do you got?
I legitimately think this series is a 50-50 if it gets here.
It is a 50-50. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I think it's as clear cut a 50-50 as it gets. I'm thinking New York only because of just how everything is played. But I mean, bro, we don't know where the teams are at mentally. Like, if Optic's out of their rut at this point in the tournament, like they got some wins under their belt. We could do the do cheese with New York, but I think I'm going to go Optic.
You're going Optic, Sam?
I think I go Optic here.
I got New York. Sam's got Optic. Ben, what would you do here? Who do you think is going to happen here? Think it would be Optic or New York?
New York.
You got New York? Why?
Yeah.
Just because? Just a feeling?
Because Optic can't win fucking S&Ds, and like you're gonna put New York on a game 5, brother. Backport for Optic is tiny. What game 5 are they beating New York on? Mm-hmm. What S&D are you picking? 6-star? No. High rise? No. Invasion S&D? New York's pretty good at that too. I don't see it.
Okay.
The only way I see Optic winning this series, at least with how their current form is, if they just start to go 50-50 in like S&Ds throughout the entire their entire bracket run. The one thing that Optic has going for them is that when they were playing, I wouldn't say at their best, but when they were playing like normal, Optic has beat New York at every single major, I'm pretty sure, that they played. I think they've beaten them like 2 or 3 times already. So they have that going for them. However, Optic's just current form and their lack of S&D, again, even if they catch fire, I feel like S&D is not a game mode you just catch fire in at tournaments. Like, it's just a game mode that usually comes down to prep.
begs to differ.
Yeah, they might be the only case.
Literally
that might be the only case.
Yeah.
But like, usually when you catch fire at events, it's like your respawns just look on fire. It looks like you're slaying well. S&D is always like a prep game mode. And I will say, LAG did catch that fire at that tournament. They are
that one time ever.
It's one time ever. They're a prep heavy team. Like, if you know any of their coaching staff and stuff like that, whatever the results are, they prep a lot for their matches. But regardless, I have New York just because their S&D is just at this point in the tournament. I don't think it's going to be able to push them any further.
Okay. That's 2 for New York. Or no, that's 3 for New York, right?
That's New York through, yeah.
Pat, who do you got? I mean, we're probably going to put New York through because a majority, but who would you have, Pat?
New York.
So you have New York as well. Any reason why, Pat? Just a feeling?
Bro, Pat had Optic losing first round.
Yeah, he did have Optic losing first round.
So did I.
Hey, yeah, but I had them beating Ravens.
Fair.
I mean, I just think New York are better right now. I mean, this fall off has been insane. Like, I also don't think this momentum is going to be that huge from this tournament, this loser bracket run. And I think the no crowd will definitely even out this series a little bit.
Yeah, and then we go to the winners final. We got Toronto Ultra and Atlanta FaZe. Obviously, this is the matchup I think we all expect, right? I think they've been the top 2. I'll be honest here, man. Obviously, I love my boys at FaZe. Toronto look good right now, man. Every time I feel like we're watching Toronto, everything just seems so simplified and easy for them. Like, they don't seem like they're in bad situations. They all seem like they're comfortable right now and on the same page. Like, they're hitting form at a really good time. I might go Toronto on this one. I might go Toronto here. What would you guys do? What
I'd
do you
go
guys think?
Toronto as well. Toronto runs their world on land.
I'm going Toronto. I think Toronto literally wins this tournament. They look good, man.
I
Toronto.
They
look
look
good.
like
got
they've
Toronto
been-
winning this and then a rematch.
They look like they've improved in all facets of their game. The one thing I will say about FaZe is FaZe still look great. They obviously look like the best team going into the last major, and they just ended up spawning in and not being able to win a search. I don't think that's going to be in the case. But I think the finals and the winners finals, if this is the matchup, should be fucking bangers, bro. I'm really hoping for it. But Toronto, I think, is going to win this tournament.
Okay.
I think
think,
Toronto
Ben?
win this first match, and just like every series is close to this guy's going down to like a 6-4, 6-5 last map S&A. Guys just trade maps with each other. But I think the big advantage for Toronto in winning this series is then like they get to keep high-res S&D, high-res control on the board, which they've been super hot in, at least for now. But that could, I think will come to bite their ass in grand finals because I will have FaZe winning the rematch.
So you have Toronto, Ben, winning
Correct.
the winners finals, and then we would have FaZe drop down against New York, and we'd have Atlanta FaZe versus New York. I'm expecting an Atlanta FaZe and Toronto Ultra grand final. Me personally,
Same.
Same.
I
It'd be
just think,
super tough for New York. It'd be insane for New York to get started in this tournament by losing FaZe twice. It's insane.
yeah, I just feel like
fucking
FaZe and
Amako.
Toronto have definitely been the two most consistent teams throughout the whole year, and even just the last stage, they look like the top two teams.
I just
at
want to
least in my opinion.
say that though, that if Thieves upset Optic in winners round 1 or loses round 1, this gets very interesting to me because I can see Thieves and running the table and losers bracket, and I think they actually have a very good shot against New York, a team they just were swept like literally an hour ago. So I will not be shocked if these win that loser round 1 matchup and they somehow get third at this event.
Okay. Well, do we all have Toronto winning the event? Does anybody have anything else here? Or does anybody think FaZe?
I have FaZe winning the
I-
rematch.
Though
I got
I was
Toronto.
gonna say, I think the only reason Ben has them winning is because of the controls. There's 2 controls in the series, and I think that with Toronto basically forcing to play one of their weaker ones, most likely, FaZe might be able to carry that into a W, map pool wise. But I don't know, Toronto just looked better, so I still got them as well.
You got Toronto. I probably have Toronto. They've looked so good, honestly. This stage, like watching them play, that you watch them on the mini map and you could tell they're just a well-oiled machine right now. They look
Ben,
really
think,
good.
I'm gonna say this about Toronto. They better hope that they win this grand final because if they lose this, that will be bro. The last 3 of the last 4 grand finals they will have played, 2 of them will have been blowouts. I don't know how this one will play out if they lose, but then we're gonna start to have a fucking same way we have a conversation about FaZe not being able to close. We have a conversation about Toronto not being able to
Come
close.
on
Ben,
down.
question: why do you have FaZe over Ultra? Is it just a feeling, or are you banking on some sort of map pool? Because I was saying how like you expect them to probably lose the controls.
I think
Is there a reason?
because Toronto is hot in high-rise control and they're going to lose it map 6 in the grand finals to lose 4-2 in the series to FaZe.
A little jump scare there. Sorry for you guys at home if you just got scared there. Sorry for the jump scare.
Listen,
I mean, you scared
Ultra's
over here.
winning, and they're doing the exact same thing New York did, winning Major 1, the last major before champs, and then champs.
So regardless of who we all have win, do we have a repeat? Like, do we have back-to-backs here for everybody? Do you think?
For champs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this moment, yeah, I think it'll be FaZe Toronto.
I mean, bro, that's happened so often in so many years. I just
No,
like,
no.
Yeah, it
That's
does
what- that's
happen.
what I
It does-
asked.
it
it's
does
2 weeks
happen.
apart, bro. It's like if you're the best team,
It
Yeah.
does happen often, but I will say, like, the top 2 in current form right now that we have now are probably the closest they'll ever be in terms of like how good they've been playing COD.
There's one asterisk that I will say, and I don't know this for a fact. And I'm gonna talk to Spinna to get the answer to this. Right now, they are playing on the old patch. The new patch is the one with the big smoke, and I would assume that if they were to move to the new patch,
Well, it has the heal bug on the new patch, right?
yeah, there's that. Also, I assume
that's
the
fucked
pros
then.
are
It's
just
not
GA
happening.
smokes with the big smoke.
They're not doing that.
So
They're playing
if
on the
they
old
were
patch for the
forced
rest of
to
the
move
year.
new patch, they'd play search shot smokes, which would be
They're playing the new
super
patch or the old patch
interesting.
for the rest of the year.
well. Is it, do you know 100p?
I mean, there's no reason to GA smokes when they've used them the entire year and play with a heal bug, Ben.
What's the heal bug?
The rumored heal bug that we
There,
assume.
Chris,
may or
there's
may
2
not patch.
different versions. Remember, like the slow heal and the fast heal. Whenever they
Yeah.
patched it, apparently both versions are currently in the game, so people can have varying healing times.
God, that's fucking miserable.
So
Yeah.
they're not going to GA smokes and heal at different times. They're going to play the patch that they're currently
Bro,
playing.
I'm
Propane
sorry,
tanks.
Are going through
but
it,
if
bro.
people are healing at different pace, I would be losing composure, bro.
That's
If,
insane.
I mean,
if,
apparently that's
if my character wasn't regening his health and other people were regening in 2 seconds, I'm tweaking.
Yeah.
Bro. I'm
I mean, if
tweaking.
that's,
But-
if that's
okay,
the thing,
so-
if that's the thing, Challengers is going through it.
So Challenger's going
Yeah,
through it. I will say
Aroma
this.
tweeted it
That
side
also
by
means
side in the
that
same game
I'll
earlier
say
today.
this,
EWC will get played on it.
I will say this, that if they were to fix that, say next week, and I'm going to try and check in with TDL, if they are moving them to the new patch with the big smoke, I feel like the pros are going to GA smokes in that situation.
Why do
will
you?
be very nice.
You seem like you're confident they're going to move to the new patch.
I'm not confident. That's why I need to find out.
I
But
just
that's
think
the-
that
that's the
they avoid
curveball
so
that I'm
many
thinking that
problems
could
and
happen.
hurdles by just playing on the same patch for the rest of the
Yeah,
year.
you see, but sometimes they just walk into fucking puddles, Sam. That's just how this shit goes.
I mean, if they
I
do,
mean-
then fucking prayers.
I guess season 1 of X Defiant comes out July 2nd if you want your consistent healing rates, unless you play.
Go get
Liberty
custom
Tie.
games, Pat. Like, what the fuck here, bro?
Ben, what are you gonna do with a custom game?
I want to play eights with the boys, man.
That's true, man. We do like to play eights, man.
Nah,
We love
like,
playing
how am I
eights.
supposed to play eights right now? Just queue up together and hope we get no fucking ring game? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a side by
yeah,
side from.
yeah, okay, Pat, thank you.
So Aroma's tweet shows what is currently going on.
That's
Right.
insane.
Right. You can see. You can see.
Are
the
we sure it's
difference.
not a Codcaster bug?
It
It
could
could potentially be. There's a shit ton of them in the game, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is a case of that. But if
There's
this
no health
actually
bars,
is
right?
a
They
thing,
can't test.
yeah, no health bars.
Mhm.
So unless they have like more things, I'm sure people are gonna be paying attention to it now with the Codcaster bug. So maybe they like actually test it in private match, like shooting at people to see if they're how many bullets it takes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing that because if challengers have to play with this, then
Wait, side
Prayers,
question. I
bro.
really need your guys' opinion on. So obviously you guys know I'm moving. I'm gonna put like a little couch in my office.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I want your guys' opinion on the couch. I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
That's a great joke.
How, it's not a joke. I'm serious. This is a real couch. How would you guys feel if this was behind me on the show?
Okay. Let's take a look.
I'm waiting for a joke, bro. Yeah,
What
here
the
we go.
hell is that,
Dude.
Slam?
Oh, what the fuck?
Pal,
Bro.
what the?
Is that apathy?
that's app in a costume.
It's the donk. It's donk, bro.
It's your champ duo right there.
Pat, are you actually getting that?
Bro, I could. I could.
That looks
I
expensive,
want to know what you
Slay.
guys
For
think.
free?
No, it's not for free.
I
Not
mean,
just for free. There's no
I
free
mean,
lunch.
Pat, I think that'd be hilarious. I think you should
Is
get
that,
it.
is that a real? That's an AI generated image.
That'd be
Charlie, right?
fire.
That's a real couch.
Who makes this couch?
Yo,
Dude,
Ben wants the
you hear
couch. Just Slay, don't give it to him, bro. He's gonna buy it
Yeah.
before you do, bro. He wants the
Yeah,
couch now.
I'm not letting you rob the couch.
I'm calling AI cheese, bro.
That is a cool fucking couch, though. That is a really nice couch. Do you hear about the new rules I have? Because Ben's staying the week here for the major. Do you hear about the rules I have for him, Pat? You hear about the rules?
I heard the few, but I feel like you need to add more to it. I don't
You
know,
think
that's just
so,
me.
Pat? You think I need to add
Yeah.
more rules? Yeah, maybe I'll
Curfew.
add more rules before he gets here, man.
Curfew.
Yeah, like when
Ben's
he's
like
allowed
80,
to go
bro.
into the when he's allowed to open the fridge. Like you gotta set hours for when he can go in your fridge, Tom.
No, he's not
Yeah, like,
allowed.
you
He's
gotta
not
put a
allowed to
lock
open a
on it.
fridge. He can't touch nothing. He's not allowed to touch nothing unless he asks me first. He's gotta ask me. No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding, man.
I'm gonna
You can get whatever
I'm
you
gonna,
want from the
give
fridge,
Asim,
man.
I'm gonna give the Asim the good slices of the French toast, and I'll give you the bullshit.
Come on, man. What the fuck? I was just kidding around. But yeah, guys, any other changes that you guys want to make to our bracket, or do you think this looks good? This is the overall look of the bracket here. So this is kind of what we have. I even put a little crown there at the end, a little shiny crown here for Toronto Ultra. Any other changes? I know you thought maybe Thieves could maybe might bounce Optic at a first round. You think Thieves maybe could potentially make a run?
Yeah, I gotta make it a run.
But other than that, is there anything else anybody wants to add to the bracket, or any thoughts?
No.
So I'm kind of on
No
the Thieves
thoughts,
train
head
from round
empty.
1 too. But I don't know if they make a run per se. I could easily see them losing to Ravens or Legion. But I think that round 1 matchup is scary for Optic for sure.
All right. Well, let's.
Even if Miami win, AG versus Miami, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Cool. Well, I'm excited for the major. I'm sure we're all really excited for it. Nothing better than some LAN COD. We are officially done, guys, with online CDL matches for this season. So get some W's in the chat for that. Because, geez.
We made it to the end.
Yeah, we made it to the
fuck
end.
your model.
We made it to the end, and I'm just really excited to see Major 4 on land. And, of course, we got Champs that's going to be in Texas. We will be at Champs, guys. I've said this time and time again. I'll say it again. You know, we are limited in time. We wanted to be in the venue for at least one event, and what event to do it at than Champs, right? So we will be in venue at Champs. With the watch parties, we will be doing shows too. We'll be super limited on time because we're in venue, but we'll probably just be doing shows on YouTube, of course, because we can't do anything on Twitch. There'll probably be short shows at Champs, probably like 20, 30-minute shows, just kind of recap the day, give our thoughts. And then, of course, when the tournament is over, we'll be back on Twitch and we'll get back to our usual format of shows and kind of break down the overall weekend and break down everything that happened. But there's a lot going on. I'm excited for it. Offseason's going to have a lot of roster mania as well. We know teams are going to be moving everywhere. We have Esports World Cup that we're going to have to break down and talk about in the midst of all the roster shit, right? So there's just going to be a lot going on. So I'm just excited for it all, man. Excited for it all to unfold. Benjay, why don't you hit us out with a putt, man? I also see Joe Woe in the chat. Shout out to Joe Woe. He's been playing in the World Series of Warzone. I seen Joe doing his thing in the World Series of Warzone, man.
Chirping me about fucking putts, brother. See me on the golf course.
He's chirping you about putts. I've seen Joe Woe with a couple big gulag wins.
Golf course, bro.
Couple big gulag wins from Joe Woe in the last World Series of Warzone. So shout out to Mr. Joe Woe. Let's see what Benjay can do here with the putter in hand. Does he's got his slippers on today? That's the real question here, folks. Let's see what Benjay can do. He's got slippies on. He's always finding the way. He's got that blue golf ball. He's going to line things up, drop it on the green, get your predictions in now before it's too late. Will Ben sink the par or will he miss it? There is currently 13 million on him sinking it and only 3 million on him missing it. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Nassim stepping up to the plate and he makes the par nice and easy.
Dude, online is crazy.
Smooth.
It's a free, bro.
It is free for Benjay Online. It is free.
It's free.
Unbelievable. Ben, how do you feel?
I feel great. It's a good final last online putt to hit for the show.
They're calling you an onliner, Ben. They're calling you an onliner here, man.
See me on the golf course.
Can't beat the accusations.
That's crazy, man. But guys, super excited for the major. Major 4, everything will be normal. We'll be doing watch parties normal. Flanks will be on Twitch.
Yusuf,
Everything
call
will...
me an onliner, brother. See me on the golf course, Yusuf.
Nah, easy. Ben's getting chirped by Asim's little brother, Yusuf. But yeah, guys, super excited. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out audio sites we're on. Go follow @theflank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job running socials. Guys, we also will have new merch for Major 4, so ZOOMAA.gg. Make sure to check that out. Go sign up over there because new merch will be dropping soon. And as always, man, thank you guys so much for watching, man. Really excited to get into the major. And get into it, man. A lot of great matches coming up. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Brush your hair. And we'll catch you guys next time on another episode of The Flank, man. Take it easy.
Peace.